and welcome to SB's Academy. In the last video, the use of modals in seeking permission was discussed. This week, we shall take a look into how modals can be used to make requests and the polite ways to turn them down or to accept them. We shall explore how modals acquire communicative usage and are applied in polite conversations. This content demonstrates the appropriate structures used for framing sentences in semi-formal and formal conversations.
Using modal auxiliaries for framing requests. So here also, just like in the one that we have covered, here we are going to take a look at the catchphrases that are used, the modal verbs that we often use while we are framing questions, and what are the catchphrases for accepting and for rejecting request. I would request you to take a look at the full screen and see the examples, and if possible take a screenshot so that you can have a ready reference with you whenever you want. So taking a look, so now let's move on to the full screen and see what we have here. So again, we have over here three columns. One is regarding the first column is regarding the modal verbs that we use regarding when we are making requests, and the second column is when we accept the requests, and the third column is saying no or when we reject the request. First is can you. Okay. Can you visit me tomorrow? You are accepting the request. Yes, sure. Saying no. Well, I'm afraid I already have a prior commitment tomorrow, so I cannot make it. Could you lend me your mobile for a day? Yes, of course. Well, the problem is I require my mobile phone for doing online classes, so I cannot comply to your request. Is it all right if you, do you think you could, will you, would you, these are proper modal verbs that we use for making requests. Certainly, if you are accepting, sorry, but if you are rejecting the request. The next row that we have, do you mind giving me your dress for a while? No, not at all. Would you mind lending me your dress for a while? Of course not. That is when you say that yes, I don't have a problem, when you are accepting the request. We also use would you mind if I borrow your dress for a day? Could I possibly borrow your dress for a day? Could you possibly lend me your dress for a day? Do you think you could lend me your dress for a day? To sound more polite. So these are the catchphrases that you can use while making conversations using modal verbs if you want to sound very, very polite, if you want to initiate a conversation in a professional context. Remember that, do you mind lending me your dress for a day, and would you mind lending me your dress for a day means, is it a problem for you if you lend me your dress for a day? And the polite answer when we say yes is no. Like I would again ask you to refer to this, the third column. Do you mind? No, not at all. So no, not, I mean the answer in negative actually conveys a positive meaning, right? So this is all about the catchphrases that we often use when we are initiating conversation, when we are making requests, when we are asking permission for something. So these are the catchphrases we use to initiate polite conversation using modal verbs, and this is one particular very important aspect of communicative grammar.
Thank you for watching the video. Subscribe to SB's Academy channel on YouTube for more such content. Follow SB's Academy's page on Facebook for SB's tips on grammar, vocabulary and communication skills in English. Don't forget to like and share the content. Leave your views in the comments and let us know what else would you like us to cover here. Happy learning.